Outside Nigeria, artificial intelligence is rapidly transforming cybersecurity, bringing both opportunities and risks. On one hand, cybercriminals are exploiting AI to carry out more sophisticated attacks, while security teams are leveraging AI to enhance defensive measures. This ongoing battle is a major concern for businesses across Africa, especially those that have embraced digital transformation over the past decade. Research by Google's Threat Intelligence Group reveals that cybercriminals are using Google's AI models for malicious activities, including content generation, research, and strategy development. Here now to discuss this further, we're joined by a cybersecurity engineer, Allan Juma. Allan, you're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here today.
You're welcome. So how have AI advancements changed the cybersecurity landscape for businesses and let's not forget cybercriminals as well? Can you explain how AI tools like Google's Gemini are being used to enhance cyber attacks?
Well, thank you. AI, we've seen both its positivity and negativity, especially in the cybersecurity field. We have seen a trend whereby cybercriminals are actually leveraging AI to do some of their nefarious activities. Some of this, what we are seeing is actually they are using enhanced threat development, whereby they're actually automating the process of coming up with bespoke malware specifically for such for organizations. For example, in the energy industry, in the financial sector. So they're using AI to come up with bespoke ransomware or malware to attack such organizations. On the flip side, as cybersecurity professionals, we've also adopted AI in that we are using AI to help us in improved decision making, automation of the threat identification, threat eradication, and also learning from it, as well as we are strengthening the access control and authentications in the cybersecurity field, as well as, of course, having proactive security as opposed to reactive security thanks to AI.
Well, Allan, just for context, what are some notable examples of AI-driven cyber attacks in recent years that we might have heard of?
Okay, I'll give you an example from Kenya. In the year 2023, Kenya suffered an AI-generated or AI-powered denial of service attack, distributed denial of service attack. Basically, what that means is, let's say, for example, you have a door that only allows 2 people at a time. Distributed denial of service is whereby they will try fix 100 people to pass through the same door at the same time, denying the legitimate users of that particular service access to that service. So imagine that now on a multiplied scale because of AI, and that is what we saw in Kenya. Some key government facilities, like an online, where we access online government services, was actually rendered unavailable for almost up to a week. And this was not just such services, it was also other critical infrastructure. This is infrastructure that the entire country may depend on. For example, the railway system, people are not able to make bookings to access their trains or catch their trains to wherever they were going. As well as as you're aware, maybe you may be aware, yes, Kenya is heavily reliant on mobile money transactions. So such services were unavailable for the users, and this caused a lot of havoc in the country, and all this because of AI-driven attacks. In this specific case, distributed denial of service attacks.
Well, Allan, here in Nigeria too, we're actually quite reliant on these kinds of processes for our finances, quite frankly. But how does human behavior impact security vulnerabilities in an AI-driven world like Nigeria and Kenya?
Well, the human factor, people usually say that the human aspect is the weakest link, but I disagree with that. What I say is an untrained individual, an untrained human, a human who's not aware of the threats is the weakest link. So you'll find that if you have one user who's aware of the threats that are there in the organization, even if they are AI-driven and difficult to detect, because they have been thoroughly trained, they can actually be able to detect such an attack early and spread it to their organizations. Now, the flip side is if you have a user who's unaware, who has no desire to learn about cybersecurity, or who has been enrolled for cybersecurity awareness courses, but for one reason or the other, they don't deem it useful or valuable to them. Such a user will be a weak link because they will click on these links, they will not have the awareness to detect such advanced persistent threats and highly convincing attacks. Once they click on such links, they can take down multi-million organizations and even multi-billion-dollar organizations.
Allan Juma, thank you very much for giving us your expert advice regarding AI and security. Thank you, Allan.
Thank you very much.